Hi there, I'm Kiran Thomas from naturallyrecoveringautism.com, and I wanted to give you a recap of this week's live radio show. It airs at Tuesday, every Tuesday, weekly, 12 p.m. Eastern Time for 1 hour, and you can catch us live or you can catch the archives at naturallyrecoveringautism.com. This week, we talked about that link between the gut microbiome and autism and how much the gut affects the brain and the behaviors, because those toxins in the gut from leaky gut, not allowing food to properly absorb and letting undigested foods to get into the bloodstream, so then the immune system sees them as a foreign agent, starts reacting to them, develops allergy responses to them. So our kids get all these additional allergies they never used to have, and we think, well, how did that happen? It's because of all of these leaky gut issues. It's because of pathogenic bacteria in the gut. You might have heard of yeast or candida issues. Those organisms release toxins all the time into our kids' systems. And so you want to know more about what's going on in the gut and what those toxins are doing to their health. You might see headaches and stomach aches, lack of need or want to eat. They might have heightened anxiety, can't sleep at night. These were all issues my own son once had when he was diagnosed with autism. And once I realized how much of it had to do with his health, and I worked on his health, again, naturally recovering autism, definition of recovery is to regain health. And that's what I did for my son naturally. Today, all of his symptoms are gone. So I like to share the natural resources I have. This link between the gut microbiome and autism was great. If you missed the episode live, you can go and catch it in the archives at naturallyrecoveringautism.com. You can subscribe on that page too if you want for us to give you updates on Monday, every Monday, the day before the show. We'll let you know, have a reminder about the next day's show. So if you can catch us live, great. And if you forget or you can't be there, then you can catch things in the archives. This coming week, in the future, this coming Tuesday, next Tuesday, we have one on how to show proper dental hygiene to your child with autism. Now, a lot of us know that our kids with autism will have problems with their teeth. This can be very, very common, and it can be hard to get them to brush. It can be hard to get them to kind of cooperate with keeping dental hygiene. And also there are other things to know about that our kids may have going on that we want to be aware of. One of them is called tongue tie, and this is actually fairly common in children with autism. So I have a specialist who is going to be on the show with me, again, an expert interview, who will be sharing information about a lot of these aspects around dental hygiene and the health of the mouth, and how to work with your child with autism that way. That might be more helpful to you, might give you some good tips. Something that, might, again, if it's become a traumatic thing to try brushing the teeth in the bathroom, then you can also try brushing their teeth in the living room while they're watching TV or distracted in some other way. We don't want this to be a traumatic experience, right? We want it to be an enjoyable one, or one that they learn to be okay with, at least, right? So because it's so important to take good care of our teeth, because our kids, because they become mineral deficient, the bones in the teeth are one of the places that the body starts to draw out minerals from, and it leaves them a little bit compromised. So that's important. If you haven't seen listened to my interview on the radio show, or seen my podcast interview at naturallyrecoveringautism.com on biosystemic dentistry, I highly recommend that you go and either listen to that past radio show or watch that video podcast that I did with Dr. Panapur on that subject. It gives you a lot of really great information about natural resources for dental work as well. Very, very important. But come join us this week. And I have a special guest who will be giving you some more tips on how to help keep your child's dental hygiene in tip-top shape as best we can with our kids with autism, and keep this, again, to be a pleasant experience.